That's what I'm talking about, talking about, talking about.
Hi, welcome to Talking About. I'm John Griffith.
I'm Cara Kilduff. What's up?
You're here on time.
Whoa! Just barely, guys. Did you know that at QPTV there's a secret entrance that I was just told about? A little shortcut. Renee, you're a god. Thank you.
So how are you?
You know, now that I'm sitting in this on the couch and I'm, I took a local train by accident. I ran down the stairs. New Yorkers, you guys know. I took a local train by accident. There's a pooch. All I saw was that there was a train about to leave, and I was like, shit! So anyway, woo! Is that a new shirt?
It's a clean shirt.
That's not what I asked, Jonathan.
It's newish. I don't know if I've worn it on air before.
It really brings out the color of your eyes.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my God. So I'm super excited for tonight's show.
I know. In the second half, we have.
Don't tell them who it is. It's someone fabulous.
In the second half, or in part two, as however you're watching this, we got somebody really, really special, and he brought a guest.
He did?
Yeah.
The four-legged one or a two-legged?
You'll have to stick around and find out.
You know I'm gonna attack that four-legged, right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess he's probably gonna lick your face. So that could be either way.
I'm making out with that. Look at that. Oh my God. Oh, hi, Fran. We have a lot going on in the news. Holy crap!
There's so much going on. I hate to start with a downer, but
I know.
Yeah, but if you've been watching the news lately, 2 reporters were murdered on air very, very recently.
Yesterday morning?
Something like that. Yeah, yesterday morning.
I just caught up with that last night and this morning, and I was shocked. I could not believe that. And what's even more twisted to me is that it was posted on social media. I don't want to see something like that.
Yeah, I don't know if it was actually the final cover of the Daily News. I didn't see the Daily News today, but supposedly the Daily News ran a preview cover of stills actually showing it going down.
The stills on the Daily News were just leading up. There was no people being blown away. It was just a reaction shot of the reporter who was murdered, unfortunately. I can't even. So wait, this says that the extreme right-wing media is playing up the details that he was black and gay. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's one website in particular, rhymes with Reichbart, has in the headlines like black gay shooter, lefties call for more gun control, and it's just. It's obscene, really.
Well, from what I read, for the few articles that I read, he seemed like he was a very disturbed individual.
Yes.
And, I think the station was right to dismiss him because I guess he had some anger issues. And, I mean, I know I can be difficult sometimes. No,
well,
I'm kidding.
You have a lot more experience with guns than I do. I mean, my mom was involved with Civil Air Patrol when I was little, so she took me to the rifle range a couple of times, and yeah. I was a kid. It was okay. It's not the kind of power that I'm drawn to.
It's not. I mean, personally, it's not. I don't think I would want to have anything like that. I mean, it's a broader debate, but I really wouldn't want to have anything like that in my home. Mm-hmm. For one thing, if you are trying to get a permit for New York City, it's an extensive amount of paperwork that goes through that because a friend of mine's husband went through it. I'm not really, the gun laws in New York City are so strict, and it gets a little bit looser, but I feel like we have better, I hate to say it, but we have better laws, like in this bubble of the country.
Right, I mean, I've had a little bit of debate with some friends and coworkers, and I think that there is nothing wrong with a background check, there is nothing wrong with a 5-day wait period, and there is nothing wrong with banning military and police grade weapons from civilian use. Common sense, yeah.
You do not need hollow tip bullets to go hunt deer unless you're really super mad at the deer or whatever you're hunting. I mean,
gonna get you, Bambi!
I am very angry with you. I just don't understand.
Yeah, but just some of the reactions to the whole crap, especially it's like Mr. Reality Star himself.
I have to say. I find him really amusing.
Oh, he's entertaining. I give it that.
Only because he's really shaking things up.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he's doing so well, I think Republicans' heads are spinning like, holy crap, what happened? How did this happen? and it's interesting. I mean, I don't, no policy papers have come out yet on his stances on things, but the fact that he's not beholden to anybody, unfortunately, people are super pumped about that.
Yeah, pumped and freaked. And
We'll talk after. I mean, it's just amusing. I had a little debate. I don't know. I had a little debate with my mom. She's like, oh, Donald Trump, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, but Mom, he doesn't owe anybody any favors. And, you know.
Honestly, I mean, if he presented some of his views in a more common sense way.
I just like the fact that he's running for president because I feel like the two-party system is a failure.
Okay.
And, you know, it's candidates like him that are shaking things up, and Bernie Sanders is shaking things up. And if Joe Biden jumps in, then you know what? Why not? You know, make these people who are presuming they're going to get nominated, for each party, make them work for it.
Yeah, I mean, I would love it if a third or a fourth party emerged.
Oh my God, yeah. And the fact that what was it, the first debate? He said, no, if another Republican gets the nomination, I'm going to run as an independent.
I have my own money.
Totally, just kind of like, and I don't see anything wrong with it. Because like I said, it's shaking things up. And It's making people actually work for things and say things. The fact that they are talking about anchor babies.
Yes, like Bobby Jindal is one.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But there's something actually refreshing. Like, let's just get all this stuff out in the open. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, it is, and yeah, but his whole reaction to that shooting that we were talking about was.
I didn't see his reaction. What was
he was kind of on it but off, but he was being, it's a mental health issue, not a gun control issue.
It's both.
It is. Yeah, and if we had tougher laws preventing mentally ill people and criminals from having more access, then it would definitely help alleviate some of the problem.
I don't know. Maybe it's my mood today, but I sometimes feel like our country is headed towards the way the Roman Empire kind of. I mean, with stuff like, because then, okay, so it's a gun control issue, it's a mental health issue. So then, let's press pause on the gun control issue for a second. But if it's a mental health issue, then why is it you can't get coverage for stuff you need as far as mental health goes with your insurance? Like a lot of people who need to have therapy or go to rehab or something like that, insurance will only pay up to a certain point.
Right. Oh yes, you get 10 weeks. You get 10 weeks.
That's crazy. Nobody is cured of, or in 10 weeks. 10 weeks is what, 2 months, 2.5 months?
Yeah, 2.5 months.
What is that? That's nothing. If you're like a nut job with anger issues, like, and yeah, I will call that guy who murdered those reporters. I'll call him a nut job. Why not?
Yeah.
It's not like he could do anything to me now. Sorry. Was that wrong? Too soon? I mean, yeah, that was wrong. But it's just, I was really shocked by this.
Yeah, no, it was a tragedy, and hearts go out to the family and friends.
Absolutely,
and
absolutely. But I feel like, this election might actually get more exciting because maybe people are starting to realize in greater numbers that the systems that are in place are broken. And we have to do something, and the people who are the lawmakers and whatnot need to step up, because guys, there's a lot more of us than there are of you who are working in government. Just saying. What
was the name of the Warren Beatty movie? He was a candidate who just started speaking his mind.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I don't remember it though.
But
the title, yeah.
But is that kind of what's happening?
I feel like maybe, yeah. I mean, something has to happen. There's so much crazy shit going on right now with, all of the people of color who have been murdered by police officers. And, I mean, that's not going away anytime soon, people running for office,
Oh, I didn't type it up onto the sheet, but I saw something yesterday. A bus driver in, I think it was Washington. The policy there is that the bus drivers wear body cameras. And when there are homeless people sleeping on the bus, the policy is to get a police to come and sweep the bus, wake them up and whatnot. Apparently 2 police officers were fired because they lied about how they reacted to the bus driver. They refused to go, the officers refused to go through the bus, and the bus driver was explaining his concerns maybe a little bit more passionately than he might have, but there was no profanity, there was no arguments. His voice was just kind of a little elevated, and he was tense.
Yeah. So what happened?
The police report said that he was coming at them saying "F this, F you, F everything," not realizing that the bus driver is wearing a body camera. Bus driver has everything recorded. 2 police officers are now unemployed because they falsified the records.
Good.
Yes.
Because that bus driver, I mean, just from being in New York, like, you're the only person driving that bus. Like, I would be tense
Yeah.
if I had a bunch of weirdos on the bus and I was like just by myself.
Yeah, I think this was in Washington State or one of those, but still, it's just one of my feelings about the whole mess that's come up with the police departments across the country. Body cameras would solve a lot of problems, and it would help the police officers and it would help the civilians.
Yes.
And I don't get why departments aren't investing more money into this instead of buying surplus military equipment.
Oh, that is another subject that really bothers me.
Yeah. Well, it's not on the sheet, so we'll skip it. But
Do we even want to bring up Trump ejecting that reporter from Univision?
I put it in there because it kind of flowed. If you don't want to go there, then we don't have to really go there. I think most people know. But he's alienating whole communities. He's stirring things up. He's got passionate supporters, but he's also alienating a lot of people.
Well, the thing, I mean,
which might actually get them to vote if he goes much further.
well, yes. And the fact that he has these passionate supporters, like, okay, that's great. But the thing that concerns me is that these passionate supporters come across to me, some of them, as a little racist.
You think?
In a scary way.
Was it the ones screaming white power at his rally?
Oh, I did not see that. Although I watched something online, Ann Coulter introducing him, and wow, she's crazy.
Yeah, think?
Oh my God, guys, she's, whoa, nuts. I could not believe it. I mean, it's,
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, we do live in a bubble living on this coast, and I think people on the West Coast, it's that middle chunk of the country that, wow, whoo.
Can we just slice it out and give it to Canada?
No, we need it. We need it. We really do. But, oh, wow. Child molester and serial adulterer Josh Duggar checked into some type of rehab after claiming to have a porn addiction. And, oh, man.
And actually, I read up a little bit further on this right before the show. It was a Pray It Away kind of work camp that he checked himself into. No doctors on staff. No doctors in this rehab. It's pray it away and get out there and work, and you're going to be a miracle cure. You're not going to be touching the little sisters anymore.
Oh, yeah, because that sounds like it works real well.
Mm-hmm.
I also read in the paper that one of the women that he was with, she's a porn actor and a sex worker, and said that it was really, really rough, violent sex. And why does that not surprise me?
Because he's grown up in a repressed environment, and it's all going to come out somehow. And it's obviously coming out sexually and in a sort of twisted way. But
people like that really, really frighten me. They
well,
really
it
do.
is potentially a path to something more serial. And I think he's not out of the bad headlines for the rest of his life.
No.
I think there's definitely a big to be continued there, and I hope that nobody gets hurt in the process.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, I know he's got children, and I really hope that
Yeah.
those kids
There's
are.
2 kids and another on the way, or something like that. He's on his way to starting his own reality brood before it all broke loose.
Why people stop watching reality television?
Or at least stick to The Amazing Race. That's the kind of reality TV that I like.
Oh,
And
God.
but that whole thing, the whole sex part of it came out.
But yet, people who are gay are twisted and messed up in the head. Oh, really?
Yeah,
Really?
who's got better family values? Yeah, but that came to light because of the whole, what is it, Ashley Madison? I always want to say Dolly Madison. Yes, the ice cream scandal. But the Ashley Madison release of all those names by the hackers had brought it all to light. And yeah, that's another huge issue is internet piracy and privacy and all that. Just this week there was a big bust in New York.
Right on 14th Street.
Yes. For those of you who may browse the website from time to time, the offices of rentboy.com, which is I looked at the site years ago when they were handing out cards at Pride events. So I think it's like a clearinghouse for escorts where they could advertise their services. They don't offer any services, to the best of my knowledge, but they allow people to advertise their wares. For lack of a better word, and yeah, they were busted on federal prostitution and money laundering charges, to the best of my knowledge.
Well, the money laundering I can understand because Uncle Sam wants his cut.
Right, and they were raided by Homeland Security.
That is crazy because I was in a building on 15th Street and one of the people that works in the building, she was so funny. She's like, oh, it was crazy. The FBI was there, immigration was there, Homeland Security. It was crazy. And I was like, really? And it's like on 14th Street, it's between, I think 6th and 7th. I mean, but it's like there's a coffee place, a frozen yogurt place, and then this little tiny awning. And it's like, oh, wow, it happened in there? So I went by on the bus, like, I don't know, it was today. Yeah, it was today. And I was just like, wow, that's amazing. New York is crazy.
Yeah, well, in general, yeah.
But I did not realize what's written here is that this is revived calls on the government to decriminalize prostitution.
Yeah, I saw a lot of articles in the gay press about that oh, it's wrong, it's this, it's that. It's right and it's wrong.
Prostitution?
No, I mean just the whole bust. I mean, yeah, it's right for the reasons that you just said. Yeah, if they are laundering money, then yeah, that's wrong. You know, they're obviously filtering through some other criminal enterprises, if that's true. And as far as prostitution, it's gonna happen anyway. I would rather see it happen in a safe space and in a controlled environment than unregulated, and then you kind of get into human trafficking issues.
Yeah.
If somebody is getting into it of their own free will, as an adult, and making clear-minded decisions, then let them. If somebody who's being forced into it is underage or is coerced in any way, shape, or form, then somebody needs to go to prison. And if you regulate the industry, then there will be a harder line to differentiate between the two.
Yep.
At least that's my opinion.
No, I agree with that. Lately I've just been thinking, like, every day this pops into my head. I'll see people on the street, and all I think of is just human beings are so weird. We're so weird. What is so wrong with letting people just love who they want to love, be who they are? Like, what?
Yeah.
Why are we programmed with all this, like, judgment and meh? Like, I mean, just drives me crazy.
Just separately, I mean, just on that, you're just talking about random people. It's just popped into my head. Just, do you ever sit on the subway, just see somebody sitting there with an expression on their face, and then you build their story? You ever do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, wow, that person looks really miserable. They're probably miserable because of X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, or it's just like just creating this whole drama around them. Just like the writer in you is like creating their whole story.
But then I'll have those magical moments, those magical New York City moments that I feel only happen here, where you'll just share a smile with a stranger or whatever. Then I don't think human beings are so weird, but when I see like just other random stuff, then I'm just like, oh God, humans are so strange.
Every so often, somebody will come along and restore your faith in humanity.
Yeah, there was a woman today who actually restored my faith in humanity. She was really, really sweet. She made a sweet comment to me, and I was just like, wow, thanks, lady, random lady.
Okay, well,
it was nice.
It happens when you need it.
Wait, are you kidding me?
What?
Number 7?
Yes. That clerk in Kentucky who's been refusing to. Well, she's been refusing to marry anyone so that she can avoid marrying same-sex couples.
She's been married 4 times?
She's been married 4 times.
Clearly she respects the institution of marriage. Shut up.
Well, she respects it so much, she did it 4 times.
Oh, God. What are you, practicing, lady? Really?
Yeah, I mean, but it's been in the news again because she got kind of smacked down by the court, but
Good.
But the court stayed the opinion until August 31st to give her time to appeal. Then the appeals court
Give her time to get a new job.
Well, you took an oath to do your job. You didn't take an oath to stand by your holier than thou attitude.
Ugh. You're just a bigot, lady. That's all it is. You're a bigot, plain and simple. Get another job if you don't like it.
Right, and basically the appeals court said, yeah, you have no merit because of the decision that happened back in June.
You're a terrible person, and I hope you eat your feelings.
So unless the Supremes come in and say stop, then nothing's going to happen. So, well.
What is it like? I don't want to know what it's like, but I just don't understand these folks that wake up with just a small, tiny little mind, and that's how they go about their day. Small and tiny, not you. Ugh. I am gonna totally make out with that puppy.
I think they go on to have 19 kids.
Ugh.
And counting.
Oh, number 8 is good. Do you want to introduce that?
You got that one.
I don't know how I feel about this. I really don't, because I think Harry has great hair. Harry Styles. One Direction announced that they were taking a 1-year hiatus, and John doesn't care.
I don't. I'm sorry. I don't care.
I like to read in the gossip, like in the Daily News about them, and it's just like, because I judge them by like their hair, which is very superficial, I know. But
well, that's how boy bands are put together.
I know, and the one kid who had his hair all on his face, it always bothered me because I wanted to like push it away, and obviously I won't ever get that chance because they're going to disband after this. It's not a hiatus. They're going to.
I'm sure. Did you see, I don't know if it was actually from him, but there was an open letter to One Direction supposedly from Joey Fatone.
No.
It was yeah, this is the best time of your life. Sure, it's going to be a 1-year hiatus, but then, one of you is going to put out a solo album. It's going to do really well. Going to do a second album that's supposedly better, but it's actually worse. And then you're going to do a third solo album that really takes off, and you're never going to get back together again. I'm known as the second most successful member of the band, and here's a clip of my infomercial on hair replacement.
Oh my God, that is so funny. That's hilarious.
Yes.
I like him, actually.
Yes. He's good. I mean, he's done some hosting on Food Network and other stuff, so he is actually working. But
I would love to like sit down and have a cup of coffee and like.
I hope it really was from him.
And have lunch with him, because anything I've seen him in is just like, he seems like he has a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
About himself and.
Knows exactly where he stands.
Oh man, that's great. That is super. He has good people around him then.
Yeah.
Clearly.
It's good to be grounded, and kind of getting back into presidential stuff. I just kind of did
Number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9. Sorry, I'm hungry.
Topic number 9.
I love Ellen Page. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, no, she's great, and at I think it was the Iowa State Fair or whatever, wherever the candidates.
She was grilling pork chops. Ted Cruz. Now wait a second. Before we get into this, maybe you can explain this to me? Can you explain me something? If Ted Cruz was born in Canada, how is he able to run for president? He wasn't born here. I thought, like, maybe, am I ignorant on the subject that you had to be born here?
I'm not sure about the intricacies. I think one parent was a U.S. citizen, one wasn't, so I'm not sure if some of that carries over or not. That's a big question mark in the air. He was legally a U.S. citizen until he started, legally a Canadian citizen or a dual citizen until he started forming his exploratory committee, and people found out that he had dual citizenship, at which time he renounced his Canadian citizenship.
Renee, you need to explain this to me when we're done, because I think you know. Fran, do you know? I need to know this.
Fran tries to stay away from politics,
I don't like his hair.
But she does have opinions.
I don't like the way he does his hair. I just don't. He looks like he's wearing a lot of makeup, and he looks pasty and
apple-cheeked, and
I just don't like the way he looks. I just don't.
Well, Ellen Page put him in his place.
I know.
And she's smacked him down, and then of course afterward, when she's not there to defend herself, he goes on a rant to the press about
like a coward.
Yeah, about how liberal fascists hate Christians.
Ugh, please. No, you just ugh. I don't like him. He's not visually appealing to me.
But I do like Ellen Page. I mean, she's been phenomenal in just about everything she's done.
Well, the fact that she just stepped up like fearlessly and was like, "Hey," you know.
Yeah.
And she's not even.
I don't think he even knew who she was.
Which is even better.
Yeah.
You know, I would just talk about doing something really good with your fame, and what a way to use your platform. You know what I mean?
A couple years ago, did you see the documentary called Freeheld?
No.
It was about a police officer in New Jersey who.
Oh, I want to see
Yeah,
this.
but there was a documentary on the subject first. There's a dramatic film coming out, but the documentary was about a police officer who was who had cancer, who was trying to get spousal benefits for her partner. This is pre-marriage equality, and a really fascinating documentary about the case and how it turned out. Ellen Page is co-starring in the dramatic version of
And
that.
isn't Julianne Moore her co-star?
Yes.
She's hot.
So, yes, the folks in the documentary aren't, while attractive, aren't nearly as attractive as Ellen Page and Julianne Moore.
No, that's awesome. I want to see that. Wait a second. I just saw the best movie. Did you see Straight Outta Compton?
No, not yet.
Oh, guys, if you have not seen it, go see it. It's excellent. So good. So good.
I want to see Grandma.
I heard it was
Okay.
I'm all about straightoutofcompton.com right now. It was amazing.
Okay.
It was just so amazing. And I have such newfound respect for those guys. I had no idea. Like Dr. Dre, yes, I understand what he went on to do as far as business goes. But Ice Cube, I know you're not watching this, but if there's a chance that you are, you inspired me. The movie really inspired me. Like,
Okay.
And the crazy thing about that movie is it's so timely because they show scenes of the riots that happened after the Rodney King
Right.
beatdown, and it's just this is gonna give me goosebumps. It's timely with what's going on now in the
Right.
country with police brutality, and sadly, not much has changed.
Right.
And,
Nothing's changed, but everything's changed, but nothing's changed.
Yeah. But it was such a good movie. It was so good.
Okay.
It was great.
What do you think of the hubbub that was surrounding the build-up to the film? It's like, certain police departments posting extra security around movie theaters, and and a whole lot of nothing happened.
That was just, I think, fear mongering and trying, and you know what, like racially motivated. Sorry.
Really?
Yeah.
In the U.S.? Aren't we beyond that?
You're funny. It was such a good movie, though. It was great. I went with my best friend, and it was funny because there were a lot of white people in the theater, and there was me, and yes, clearly, hi, hello, snowflake, and she's a person of color, and we're sitting there, and we were the only ones laughing.
Was it you and
out.
Robin? Was it Robin?
Yeah. Oh, a friend of the show, Robin Cloud, who has been on. Anyway, she's hilarious. She's my best friend in the world. Love her to death. And there were certain parts where we were the only two people laughing out loud. It was great. It was a good movie. Really
That's
good.
Well, I think we're out of topics.
Oh, I could go on and on.
Oh, we could go
Instead of
on and
breaking
on.
on, but you know, there's